Hello lovelies, this is the Zen Fiber Arts Trunk Show, yay! Our good friend Heather Kennedy is back with her beautiful yarn and her beautiful fiber. This past week I rearranged the shop, so now I've got needles here. Heather's fiber is on this wall, and then her yarn is on this wall. Huzzah! So I guess we'll talk about the yarn first, because more of you are interested in yarn than in fiber, but we love them both, and it would be great to have more spinners, which is why we keep having all this gorgeous fiber. Okay, so Heather's brought us a bunch of different yarn bases again. So we've got this beautiful yellow, which I think is it's her goldenrod, and then the brown is oak, and this is a DK weight 100% cotton, and you get 218 yards because cotton is heavier than wool, so you get less yardage for like the same thickness yarn. And then next to it we have, and these are $28 a hank for the cotton. We also have all of this on our website, lovelyyarns.com/zenfiberarts. Or if you go to lovelyyarns.com, there's a button to click on our homepage that will take you right to the trunk show, so you can shop all of this gloriosity at home in your gin jams. So then we've got her sock yarn, which is here. And then it comes down here, and then there's like these two colors, which are sock yarn. This also is fingering, but this fingering is 100% superwash merino, while the sock yarn is a 75-25 merino nylon blend. And the colorways we have Indulgence, there's Into the Woods. These are both Into the Woods here. Green Dragon. This really pretty autumnal looking one is called Rise of Autumn. This one is Date with the Vampire. I love this with the red and the gray, super fun. And then on the lower shelf, we have jewels, all these beautiful jewel tones of like blue, violet, green. And then next to it, we have Halloween Nights. And these sock yarns are $28 a hank. And it, as I said before, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. They are a fingering weight, so you get 463 yards per skein. So that's a full pair of socks, unless you're doing like tights or knee highs, then get two. And then the rest of the fingering is 100% superwash merino. You get 410 yards. And then this colorway is Berry Bubblegum. We also have Harvest. Harvest. We have Zuko Atla. So Heather is a fan of the what you call it? Why can't I think? The Fourth Wing novels. That's what it is. So a lot of the colorways are inspired by that, like the green dragon here. There also is a blue dragon. So there's Zuko Atla here, and then this is Autumn Leaves. Bardic Inspiration, which is a pretty mix of like a red, violet, and pale orange. And we have Pumpkin Patch, which is sort of like orange and green, like a pumpkin. And this one is a fingering rambling. It doesn't belong on that hook. And then down below here, we have August Days, which is this really nice sunny color. It's like orange and bright yellow. And then we have it again. So we've got, Summer Sun. This one is Summer Sun. That's all sunny. And then a slightly paler version is August Days, because you think about like the haze of August. And then next to it, we have Fairy Garden, one of my favorite colorways. She has all these real pretty greens. Like I love this spring green. The Fairy Garden has like a touch of ice blue and a little bit of gold. Sort of like a magical little colorway. Love it. And then this one is Avatar Taupe. It's got like blue and a little peach and some green. And we also have Lavender Fields, which is that beautiful spring green with a touch of lavender. And then lastly, I've got this gorgeous blue, and this is Lagoon. So nice, like a Caribbean blue. Just want to get in that water. And then Oh, sorry, this is Blue Dragon. That's Into the Woods. I should learn to read. So then, moving on, we have DK weight yarn. And then the DK weight is a 100% superwash blue face luster. You get 245 yards, and each of these is $26. So this here is Wintergreen, and then we have Frosty Pines, Primaries, and then this one is Leaf Path, and then again we have Date with a Vampire. We also have here Autumn Leaves again, and then Sweater Weather. And then coming down the next row here's our Green Dragon. We have quite a bit of Green Dragon, so definitely like a sweater quantity here. And then next to it we have Serenity, and we have Harmony. And then we have Into the Woods. And also over here we have Roses, which is like a pale rose and a pale green. I think you can probably picture some spring roses in your garden. And then come down a level lower. This is this beautiful Blue Dragon colorway, which I really like a lot. I know, I'm into the almost complementary color palette that she's got here with the blue and the orangey fleck. I'm very into that. Because it's sort of like an orangey brown, so I say almost, but it's lovely. And we have Robin's Egg, so this pale blue with the brown speckle. We also have Green, oh, this is Green Dragon again. I was gonna say that belongs up here. So, and then we have, so next to Robin's Egg, we have Streamstones, another really pretty. The blue is slightly different. The blue in Streamstones is a cooler, darker blue. The Robin's Egg is a slightly greener blue. And then we have like this one of a kind, which is like yellow, blue, brown, and green. And then this gorgeous, intense royal blue. We've only got one of these. This is Stillness. And then next to it, we have Unicorn. So these are Unicorn. This one here, the gray with the plum speckle, is Dusk. And then these here, which are really beautiful, like chocolate with plum, these are Masquerade. Now, moving on, the next yarn base we have is up here. This is her Rambouillet fingering, which is different from her Rambouillet DK. These Rambouillet yarns are really kind of puffy. So where it says Rambouillet fingering, you will see that these are really plump and more like a sport weight yarn. It's 100% USA Rambouillet, which is a type of sheep. It's very soft, very springy. You get 305 yards. So these really are a sport weight, and we have them classified as a sport weight in our system. And Heather herself has agreed they're definitely a sport weight. So this is snow dyed. I guess it's Snow Body But You. So this is like snow dyed yarn, and she's calling it Snow Body But You. So pretty. And then next to it is Snow Dyed Bouquet. So she used the snow to dye it. And then we have Solstice Garden, this really pretty multi. This is so springy. And these Rambouillet hanks are only $30 a hank. And then we've got Crocus. We have one of Crocus. And similar but different is Maze. And we have a couple of the Maze. And then on this row, last on this row is Robin's Egg. And see, it's sort of like this real pale icy blue with the brown speckle. And then if we come down a row, we have Streamstones. See how it's just slightly different. The Streamstones, I think, is like bluer. And then I have only one of the Snow Days colorway. It's Snowy Days. It's beautiful icy green. Or, sorry, beautiful icy blue. Oh my gosh. But certainly, if you are loving this like I am and you need to have more, I'm pretty sure we can ask Heather to dye some more, and she will be happy to do it for you. But next to it is Let It Go. So this is our Frozen inspired colorway. And we also have Amethyst. So you've got like your purples with a touch of gray, like the outside of that amethyst geode. And then we have Green Dragon and Hidden Meadow. And we have Fairy Garden again, here and here. And then on our bottom row, We've got our Rambouillet. Oh, sorry, the last of the Rambouillet fingering, we've got Happy Birthday, and that's what this rainbowy one is. And then lastly, on this bottom row, we've got the Rambouillet DK, which really is a worsted, because you'll see it is 100% wool, so 100% Rambouillet wool, and you get 220 yards. That is definitely a worsted. These also are $30 each. The colorway in my hand is at Fairy Garden, so it's these beautiful greens with a touch of gold on there. It's just lovely. And then next to it, we have this one, which is like sort of green with a sunny yellow and a little bit of orange. This is daffodil. It does look like daffodils. And then I've got a solstice garden. And then the rest of these are jewels. So that is all of our yarn. I'll stand back and you can have a look. And we have sold a bunch of it. Oh, I missed the chunkies. So there is merino chunky. It is a single ply. Over here, this is maize. This is $29. So it's a bulky weight, 76 yards, 100% superwash, and it is super soft. So maize is sort of like this plum and gold color. And then we have pumpkin patch, and next to pumpkin patch, we have this gorgeous, it's like shades of salmony orange with red. This is dahlia. And then above we have sea glass. Look how pretty that is. I love that. That's so nice. So here we have sea glass. So like this Caribbean blue. Next to sea glass is aurora. So you get some like a dark, like I guess it's like a mulberry with gray and a little bit of that Caribbean green. So a little bit of blue green and some plum over here. And then over here, this pretty baby is sea turtle, and this is greens and blue. And then lastly, we have Halloween. So now we're over here onto fiber. There's a couple fiber bases as well. All of Heather's fiber is really nice to spin. And we have these on the website too. So this one is Red Dragon, and it is a Border Leicester Romney cross. Each of the braids is 4 ounces. The prices are really good. This is only $25. And then we've got Date with a Vampire. Look how pretty that is. This also is this is a hand-dyed BFL, sorry. The BFL also is $25. And then this one is Blueface Leicester. That's what BFL stands for, Blueface Leicester. They're sheep with those pretty Roman noses. And then we have this on the website. It's like a red, green, and gold color. And then we have Autumn Leaves. And the Autumn Leaves is the hand-dyed Blueface Leicester. And so is this Primaries. And then next to Primaries is Pumpkin Patch. Also, Pumpkin Patch is hand-dyed Blueface Leicester wool. And we have Halloween, so this is sort of like a Halloween, I guess you can spin all of them kind of like a gradient, but then she dyed this one sort of like a gradient. And this is 100% Rambouillet, and the Rambouillet is $24. And then we have Merino Targhee Slivers. Targhee is another sheep breed. They're here in the US, and they're very springy. And then this one is Mardi Gras, and this is only $22. And then I love this green. This is Canopy. And this is also the BFL. And next to Canopy, we have Sunny Skies. So it's yellow and blue, so Sunny Skies. And I think this one is the Merino Targhee. And then we've got Blue Dragon, another one of my faves. We sold one yesterday. And this is on the Border Leicester Romney cross. And these are all really soft. This especially, so the Border Leicester Romney cross and this particular BFL, like these should draft really nice. Look how pretty the color is. Just love that. And then this is Snowy Day on the Merino Targhee. So nice, so smushy. And then next to Snowy Day on the Border Leicester Romney cross, we have this pretty Ice Storm colorway. I want to say this is Starry Skies. And next to Starry Skies, this is more Merino Targhee. This is Hydrangea. And then next to hydrangea is another merino targhee. Look how pretty that one is. This one is hyacinth. And then we also have the merino targhee. This is some solstice garden. And here is again, this color is sweethearts. So different shades of pink and purple. And then we have peace, which is this real calm purpley gray. And then lastly, we have masquerade. So we have this masquerade, and we have one that is a little off. This one's a little grayer, or a little, yeah, this one I feel is a little grayer, a little more purpley, and this one is a little more wine color. But they're both gorgeous. So this is the Border Leicester Romney cross on those. And that is all the fiber, my friends, all delicious. Oh no, but wait, there's more. So, and then I also have a Border Leicester Romney cross gradient of Starry Skies. So the gray is at the bottom and the light blue is at the top. And then she has this in its own bag. And we did get some books, and we've got Gnomes of Brimblewood are in stock. We have some beautiful hand-dyed lime from Create Yarnworks. Elise is out on the Eastern Shore. We've got a bunch of her stuff. We've got these great neon tweeds from Create Yarnworks. Super scrumptious, really, really soft, because it's 100% superwash merino with neps. Well, I guess mostly superwash merino with neps. And then we got in our favorite Arna and Carlos book. We got in the re-release of Ann Budd's top-down sweaters. And then also from Elise, we have like this Corey Gotland blend of DK. So nice, really smushy. While I have you around, this shop is like super stocked right now. Look at this. Look at all of this. And this is all available on our website, lovelyyarns.com/shop. Not on the website are these super cute stitch markers from our friend Jen up in New York. You see it says Jen Cha Studios, New York City, or Jen Chua Studios, New York City. But look, and every single one is different. And I love them. I love them, love them, love them. Jen also designed the pattern for our octopus, and she knitted it for us out of yarn from our friend Lisa Westra at Feederbrook Farm. And then we've got cute magnets and stickers. Look, I won Merchant of the Year last year. And then we've got a bunch of bulky yarn over here. Some of my husband's paintings. His name is David Showalter. You can find him at davidshowalterart.com. Or David Showalter Art on Instagram. So, and then look at all these gorgeous chunky yarns and thick and thin chunkies from Elise at Create Yarnworks. And then, of course, last but not least, all of this beauty. So I'm sure you all have heard about the Melt the Ice hats that help raise money for immigrant families affected by ice. We want to definitely do our part. We stand with immigrant families, and we stand with our fibery friends in Minnesota, and for everyone who's fighting against injustice and fascism here in the US and in the world. So we have basically all the red yarn in the Northern Hemisphere. I mean, I'm joking. We don't have all the red yarn in the Northern Hemisphere. It just feels like it, which is great. So if you need some red yarn, you let us know. I put it all on its own page on our website. We had our friend Kim at Kim Dyes Yarn dye more of her cherry colorway for us, and we have it in DK and worsted and bulky. And then I also have some of her Stroop waffle base. So this is like Blue Face Leicester with silk. This is the black cherry colorway. And then this is the darker Lipstick Kiss color. Because Lipstick Kiss really is a hot pink, but this one came out more red. So you can see that it's slightly different when I put it next to the cherry, which is darker. And you know, it's important. It's really important. So, and then of course, more fiber. So this is Create Yarnworks here, Kim Dyes Yarn, chunky yarn from Cascade, and also Create Yarnworks, hand spun from myself and our friend Una, more fiber up top. So really we've got all of the things. Hot dog painting from Dave, and this is our awesome sock wall. So yeah, so take a look, check out the website. If you've got questions, send us an email. And thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate and love all of you, and you know, we wouldn't be here without you. So stand strong and happy stitching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.